Nvidia stock and AMD stock both got some great news today after Microsoft announced that they're going to spend about $80 billion to build AI infrastructure in 2025. Now, this is very bullish because obviously Nvidia and AMD both provide AI chip solutions for Microsoft. And if you were curious why AMD and Nvidia were up nearly 4% today, then that's the video. But if you want to learn more about the AI market and some interesting things that Microsoft mentioned in this recent blog, make sure to stay tuned for the rest. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe button, as this is going to be the best place you're going to find any semiconductor news. Check out the pinned comment for special offer at fool.com/Jose, and check out my free daily semiconductor newsletter, What the Chip Happened. We just hit over 1,500 readers. So I hope you guys are enjoying that free content.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
Let's start off with Nvidia. Nvidia was up roughly 4.4% today, with the stock sitting at $144. Year to date, I mean, we're only day 2 here in the trading day for the market right now, and Nvidia is already up roughly 6.2%. Now, there are 2 main reasons I believe Nvidia is up right now. First is obviously this kind of big announcement from Microsoft that they're expected to spend roughly $80 billion to build out AI-enabled data centers to train AI models and deploy AI and cloud-based applications around the world in the fiscal year of 2025 alone. And if you are curious of how this kind of napkin math might work out, is in theory, usually if this is $80 billion, $50 billion or 50% is usually used for the actual construction of these data centers. So 50% of 80 billion would be about $40 billion. The other 50% is kind of used mainly on AI chips themselves, right? So the actual AI accelerators. So in theory, you're talking about $40 billion in AI chip spending as well. Now, if you look at market share, right? If you're looking at market share, a big portion of the market share in AI chips is Nvidia. So a big portion of that money is expected to go to Nvidia. All right. So those aren't true numbers, but it's just a top level napkin math where you can kind of understand around roughly maybe how much money might be going to Nvidia. And right, obviously there's other chip solutions out there. Microsoft is a big player in inference, and obviously with things like O1 and O3, and Microsoft does purchase the MI300, and they're most likely going to purchase the MI325X. So AMD also follows suit, right? AMD did see about a 4% increase in their overall stock price as well, but that's the main reason these 2 stocks are up. I also believe the number that was kind of given here of $80 billion in fiscal year of CapEx for fiscal year of 2025 is a little bit higher than what analysts were really expecting. Remember, Microsoft is just finishing their quarter 2 of this fiscal year. So that's what we have here for the main AI chip market. Now, in this blog, there was a lot of other information, and this other information is more about how Microsoft sees the AI space, especially here in the United States. And I think this blog is actually pretty cool to kind of tell us where the state of AI is and how United States is pretty much leading it. And that makes me pretty proud, right? It makes me proud as an American. And for those that are not familiar, I am an engineer, but prior to doing YouTube full content, I used to work at some pretty cool companies. One of those companies was a government contractor. And I am very proud to say that, hey, look, United States is definitely leading this market of AI. And I believe that's very crucial for things like national security, because at the end of the day, I think the best superpower, the superpower of the world is going to be determined, at least in this era, by who is leading the AI race. And right now, it does seem like the United States is kind of leading that race. Obviously, there's a lot of competition, and we just need to make sure we stay ahead. And that's a topic you might be wondering, Jose, why are you talking about that? Well, that's a topic that Microsoft also discusses in their blog posts. So they mentioned that every era has been marked by some great product, some general purpose technology. It's not a single purpose product, but it's something that impacts the whole world, the whole economy across various innovations and productivity metrics. For example, ironworking was one, electricity was another one, machine tooling, computer chips, and software all rank among what they call GPTs. Now, Microsoft believes that the AI market is going to be the next GPT, the next world-changing product. And AI promises to drive innovation and boost productivity in every sector of the economy. The United States is poised to stand at the forefront of this new technology wave, especially if it doubles down in its strength and effectively partners internationally as well. So right off the bat, we can kind of see the sense that this AI market is really just getting started, right? We can see that we are just truly in early innings, and this super company, Microsoft, that's worth trillions of dollars, is saying that, hey, look, we need to keep going to grow in this market. So that gets me very excited for AI investments right now, as I want to say this just verifies that we're in early innings. Now, they mentioned that none of this would be possible without kind of the investments of private companies, of public companies, and just the overall economy as a whole. And that's why Microsoft continues to invest in the data center space, where more than half of their total investments of that $80 billion will be here in the United States. More importantly, they believe that a crucial part for kind of being a true superpower and kind of really showcasing American AI is trying to start to think of AI as an export product as well. Well, right now, the US government has focused, rightfully so, on protecting sensitive AI components in secure data centers through export controls. We see that with Nvidia's AI chip. And the main reason is because the two players really running the AI space right now seems to be either United States and China. So we're trying to kind of get that lead either through export controls. And this race is not only the nature of being the best player, but it also seems to be the person or the company that's going to be able to expand this product. And the way Microsoft is saying is think of this product as a platform, right? And Microsoft, what they want in the United States to do is to start to spread this AI technology into other countries, this American AI technologies into other countries. Because right now, early signs are showing that the government of China is interested in replicating its success in telecommunication strategy. China is starting to offer developing countries subsidized access to scarce chips and is promising to build local AI data centers. The Chinese wisely recognize that as a country standardizes on China's AI platform, it will likely continue to rely on that platform in the future. So, I mean, obviously, Microsoft is discussing this as a way to think about it in national security. And I believe that's a great point that Microsoft is trying to make. But what Microsoft, in my opinion, is also thinking of it selfishly as a business standpoint. Hey, we need to expand our AI platforms into other countries, into other parts of the world. And we have to do this because once they start to use our AI platforms, we are going to get more and more revenue out of this. So Microsoft mentions that the best response for the United States is not to complain about the competition, but to ensure we win the race ahead. This will require that we move quickly and effectively to promote American AI as a superior alternative, and it would need the involvement and support of American allies and friends. The United States currently has multiple advantages. American companies currently have better technology, from chips to AI models to software applications. In addition, many U.S. companies, including Microsoft, have invested heavily in building AI that is more trustworthy than most products from China. Increasingly, this is also backed by strong international regulatory corporations. Now, equally important, American tech companies and private capital markets are investing heavily to spread American AI platforms around the world. What Microsoft believes is that for Microsoft and for the AI market and for United States to succeed in AI, there should be less regulations, right? That's the last thing we need to do. So Microsoft expects China government to spend public funds on international subsidies to support the adoption of its technology, especially in places like Africa, Asia, and Latin America. But it will be difficult for China to match Americans' private sector investments and these international capital funds. To put this into context, the most important priority for the US government won't be to match Chinese subsidies with American public spending, but is more instead the most important US public policy priority should be to ensure that the US private sector can continue to advance with the wind at its back. The United States cannot afford to slow its own private sector with heavy-handed regulations. And finally, the United States is in a strong position to win the essential race with China by advancing international adoptions of American AI. American products are more trusted than their Chinese counterparts, and our private sector is unmatched in its ability to invest in infrastructure around the world. With a balanced and common sense approach to export control policy, the United States can solidify the diplomatic relations that will be critical to global AI adoption. So again, like I mentioned, I think Microsoft is obviously releasing this in the heart that United States needs to continue to be a leader in the world. But more importantly, Microsoft, I believe, can see this as an opportunity. Hey, if we have less regulations about AI market, if we're able to expand into these other countries and kind of bring AI, the AI of the United States into these other countries, we're going to build that AI infrastructure, that AI platform, and that AI platform will drive more and more revenues and more investments to the United States in the future. So it seems like right now, one thing that a lot of tech companies are hoping for this upcoming Trump administration is to have a reduction in regulations and to help the United States American AI. And again, I'm pretty sure Microsoft has been really great at saying American AI to add even more patriotic sense to this mission, but to expand this into other parts of the world. And if that comes true, then in my opinion, big tech companies are going to continue to invest in AI infrastructure, which at the end of the day would bode well for a lot of semiconductor companies. But again, it just continues to show that we're still in very early innings of the AI market. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I know it was a little bit different than my other episodes, but I thought this was very important for investors to know and to kind of see where the mindset of a lot of these tech leaders are at right now. And more importantly, right, $80 billion in investment. If Microsoft is going to be spending this money to build their AI infrastructure, Google, and it's safe to say Google, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and all the other big tech are going to be doing the same. So it seems like 2025 is starting to be a good year for semiconductor AI chip companies. Take care, have a good day, and see you all next time.